לקבוע את הפיתה. הנה המדרשת.
יותר טובים.
יש פה מים. הנה מים, ואנחנו מערבבים את הצבע, ועכשיו אנחנו צובעים את הפיתה בצבע. Shalom, I'm Miriam Eitana Makmal, Shalom Rosenberg, ex-wife. We have 2 daughters and grandchildren. When I met Shalom, I did not see the signs. Soon after the marriage, things went down. He turned violent, dropped his job, etc. Dr. Yudit Foyer made me understand that Shalom is a shell shock casualty, and I later found he was hospitalized in 1976 for post-traumatic stress disorder. I turned to the Army, who said no, turned to the Ministry of Defense, who said no, turned to court, who said no and no again. Enclosed are some small, huge examples how things ran by lies. The state claimed that Shalom was released from the army after 34 days. Computer paper. Their doctor's opinion to court said that Shalom feared and ran away. Also, the doctor admits he did not meet Shalom. What was the verdict? Court said that the Ministry of Defense did their best, even invited him to doctor's exam that showed no connection. Ignoring the contradiction within their own documents. After 12 years, attorney Irit Yaar of the university clinic got for him recognition. Shalom was supposed to receive 50%, the ministry gave him 30%, and a year later reduced to 20% rights, expecting improvement. The year was 2000. In 2008, we, the family, went visiting him on Passover to where he lived with his new wife. He looked pale, strange look in his eyes, barely walked or breathed. My mother asked him if he took psychiatrist medication. He said he was forced or lose his allowance. When I went home, I faxed the social worker who wrote back that 20% don't allow visitation, blaming Shalom for not cooperating. Slowly but surely, he got stiff and started bending, falling, could not sleep, yelled and cried in horror, stopped shaving, cutting hair or nails, peed in his pants, had fungus in his belly, an infection in his leg, standing all days and nights. In 2011, he was hospitalized in old-age home for 14,000 shekels a month. His wife lost her saving, took loans, almost lost her pension, till the Ministry of Health started paying, taking his allowance. I sued the Ministry of Defense, no and no again. The county court, Shalom got a verdict that accepted our request to have his case re-examined, ordering the state to give him a lawyer and budget for medical opinion of his own. The ministry refused to follow the verdict. I applied a procedure of contempt of court The judge accepted the state's stand that it is only a recommendation, turned me into a useless administrative appeal, court county again. Finally, I turned to the Supreme Court of Justice, asking them to turn the so-called recommendation into order to follow. For justice. Court refused. They made me pay 2,000 shekels, daring to bring the case to court. Shalom Rosenberg won a verdict. Yosef Shapira, today's the Israeli ombudsman, agreed he is entitled to re-examine his case, but without legal aid and a medical opinion of his own, he will be rejected again. We accuse the ministry for stealing percentages from him all those years, for medical malpractice, for abuse, and won. Yet the entire judicial system did everything to turn the verdict into a useless piece of paper. 28 years fighting with the Ministry of Defense made my life a living hell. Yet I would not hesitate to do it again. I grew up, he was my partner, he is the father of our children. And apparently a person Israel tried to kill, and when failed, it left it for us to maintain. Like many other social activists, I discovered that nothing was personal. Shalom is still young and can have a better life in rehab. Shalom should not live with people who don't communicate and die. He deserves a life rather than wait for his death. Scared, painful, desperate, he has a loving family, left with no more money or tools to move on. I myself was a victim of those who take advantage of people in weak times, bank, social security, who brutally try to avoid helping. Please help Shalom before it is too late. Thank you, Miriam.